versus Ronald Barlow. That is you, sir. Present with Mr. Turk, your attorney and the state's attorney. There is a motion to revoke probation that's been filed in this case. And does the defendant waive a formal reading of this? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Judge.
And please, sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statement you make during this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
In summary, it states that on April 14th, 2025, in this court, you were sentenced to 2 years in the state jail. That was suspended. You were placed on regular probation for 5 years for theft of, it looks like aluminum, bronze material, metals, a state jail felony. Do you understand? Is all of that true and correct? Allegation 1 states you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office on or about April 14th, 2025 in violation of condition 4 of your probation order. Is that true or not true? Are you pleading true to that voluntarily and because it is true as it is alleged?
Yes.
You understand that a knowing and voluntarily made plea of true to one or more violations of probation, that's enough to grant a motion to revoke probation. Your probation can now be revoked and you can be sentenced to no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail. Knowing all of that, do you insist on telling the truth today?
Yes, sir.
I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true from probation. Were you his officer?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Was he an absconder on April 14th? Is that the only time he missed? Or
He never reported to probation.
from the outset of being placed on probation?
Yes, sir.
So, okay. So you were placed on probation on April 14th. You failed to report on that day and never reported until he was arrested.
Yes, sir.
When was he arrested? That's okay. I mean, well, a year later, a year and a half later, what, a long time?
I think it was late last year, if I'm not mistaken.
In one case, a Texas defendant admitted he never reported to probation after being placed on supervision for a theft conviction. From the very first day, he failed to check in, and for more than a year he remained unsupervised until his arrest.
Well, is all that true?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
My transit, I didn't have any place to go, whenever I
Well,
was.
we had a place to go with probation.
Yes, sir. And, after 5 o'clock, if I didn't report and then it just.
Yeah, a lot of people are unable to perform some of the conditions of probation, but reporting is 100% necessary. If you don't report, you're not on probation. We don't have any supervision over you, as you know. I mean, that's everything. All right. Well, most important. Do you understand the consequences of pleading true? All right. I find you are pleading true to this allegation voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and because it is true. There's an agreement that's been reached where your probation would be revoked and you would be sentenced to 18 months in the state jail, given credit for all time you have served in accordance with this. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you here what's marked as States Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Or the contents true and correct? States Exhibit 1 tendered into?
No objection.
Without objection admitted. This states that you are waiving all rights of appeal. If I follow this agreement, I intend to do that.
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 1, part of the record. Pre-sentence report is waived on this?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. I'm going to make the following findings, Mr. Bartle. You are pleading true voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently to allegation 1 of this motion to revoke probation, alleging that you never reported to the probation office from the outset of being placed on probation April 14th, 2025. That's a violation of condition 4 of your probation order. Thus, your probation is hereby revoked, as I find that true by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. And you were sentenced originally to 2 years in the state jail. That was suspended. You were placed on regular probation for 5 years on April 14th, 2025 by this court. Your probation is hereby revoked. I'm following this agreement. You were hereby sentenced to confinement in the state jail for 18 months. Do you understand what has happened today, sir? Sure. Oh, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Scott, you ready?
Yes, Judge.
Come on over.
After pleading true to the violation, the judge revoked his probation and sentenced him to 18 months in state jail. The court made it clear reporting is the foundation of probation, and without it, supervision simply does not exist.
Mitchell, and it's your right to fight. Swear over.
Always. Hey, Mitch.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't know. It's never.
Based into the word.
Yes. Time when people aren't. Just think.
You're Caleb Mitchell. 25 CR 201 is called. Caleb Blake Mitchell, present with Mr. Rennick, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, Your Honor.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about September 28th, 2024, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of deadly conduct by discharging a firearm. Do you understand what you're charged with here, sir? This is a third-degree felony. If convicted, you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand? An agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty and placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years in length. Fine $500. There would be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Do you understand the plan here?
Just one.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Just one.
How do you plead to this, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty? I show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1, sir. Did you sign that document voluntarily? Understand it, discuss it with your attorney, or the contents all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence.
No objection, Your Honor.
Without objection, it's submitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea as freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses. You are giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. Totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All true, so help you God. State's Exhibit 1, part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is waived.
Yes, Your Honor.
You know, I'm going to join in the request for 5 years. This, based on his lack of criminal history and the charges, I think it's appropriate.
I can shorten it to 1/3 in all cases.
Yes, sure.
Let me just look at one thing.
Yes, sir.
In a separate case, another defendant faced a third-degree felony charge of deadly conduct after shots were fired at an apartment complex, striking a vehicle in the parking lot. Investigators traced the car involved back to him.
Okay. Probable cause is just very disturbing. So Beaumont police are dispatched to an set of apartments on Sweet Gum Lane here in Beaumont. And a white male is apparently kicking in the front door of an apartment in an attempt to burglarize it, states. Shortly afterwards, several shots were fired, and the white male was observed running to the parking lot, getting into a VW sedan. As the vehicle left the parking lot, the passenger side window rolls down, and a white male fires more shots in the direction of the rear of apartment number 17. And in doing so, a gray Honda parked in the parking lot belonging to the victim was struck by gunfire. Investigators were able to get the license plate of the vehicle, and it was later found to be driven by you. All right. Was there somebody else in the car?
Sir.
What happened to that person?
I don't know that.
So you weren't the one firing? Is it yes or no, sir?
I wasn't the one.
You were the driver. Somebody else was fine. Who was that?
So you never gave me his name. No, that's Jay-Z.
So hold on. Anything to add on this? No. Here's what's going to happen. When you admit to being part of deadly conduct, that's something you can't really be lenient on. But you're going to be placed on probation for 10 years. Well, I will shorten it to 1/3 of that. There will be terms and conditions of probation which you must follow. Make sure you do, as I am deferring any finding of guilt and placing you on deferred or unadjudicated probation. There's something about this that just doesn't make sense. You're saying there was no other person? You're saying there was another person?
In my car?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But you don't know, that person is in your vehicle, but you don't know where he lives. You don't know where to find him.
I think he stays between people. I didn't know too much about him. I really shouldn't.
Well, how did he find his way into your vehicle
So he was just
during a shooting?
He was with me whenever we were driving around. We were planning to go to the studio, song later that day. But I do accept responsibility for being there.
Well, you're going to have to also, accept responsibility for being forthright and complete in what you know about this, that to authorities or to the probation office, so that everybody involved who might be responsible for something deadly conduct, a serious case like this, is held accountable. If there is someone else, like you say.
So,
Well, we'll see. All right.
thank you, Judge.
Anything else? See the probation officer. There's fined at $500.
Although he claims someone else fired the shots, he admitted being the driver. The judge placed him on deferred probation for up to 10 years, warning that full honesty and strict compliance would determine whether he avoids prison.
Aaron Tyler?
You
ready?
That one, please.
Here's this one.